Take us to breaking news out of Edgecombe County this morning. Pine Tops police investigating a quadruple shooting. It happened on a home on East Lashley Street. That's south of NC 42 just after 2 a.m. this morning. Now, police tell us 2 people died. 1 person is being treated at Vidant Pitt Hospital, and that 4th person refused treatment. Police have not released any suspect information, but did say this appears to be an isolated incident. All right, I want to take you back live out to the Capitol grounds in downtown Raleigh. Now, this is following a night of protests against police brutality. Protesters brought down 2 Confederate statues surrounding this monument here. Getting a closer look, we were there the moment those statues came toppling down. As you can see, someone right now putting out an American flag, and you can see "No Justice" spray painted on the statue. Now take a listen to what happened last night. Protesters pulling down multiple statues that previously sat on this 75-foot tall monument. Now it's filled with spray paint and signs. The Confederate soldiers that came down were dragged through the streets, hung on lights, and placed in front of the Wake County Courthouse before being taken away by police. Now, many of the signs and chants from protesters involved Black Lives Matter and defunding the police. Well, following recent protests, Raleigh police posted this cell phone video on Facebook that you see. Police pulling a protester to the ground while another person just hanging on there. Now, according to the police chief, the officers were directing traffic near McDowell and Hillsborough streets. They say some protesters changed course and moved into an intersection. And as the officers tried to move people from the street, the confrontation escalated. Here's Raleigh's police chief after watching videos from officers' body cameras.
Based on my initial review of the body camera footage, I am concerned by the actions of some of our officers. And based on that, I have asked also for the Internal Affairs Unit to conduct a full investigation on this matter.
The chief did not clarify how many officers are under investigation or if they're still working their normal schedules, but she did file a petition with the court to get that body camera video released to the public. Well, demonstrators also taking to the streets in Sanford. People stood outside City Hall with their arms in the air for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. That's how long George Floyd was pinned down before dying. Now, this event was organized by a local activist that also works for the city. The group says they want justice for Floyd. Everything at that Sanford rally remained peaceful. Organizers told demonstrators not to talk to media, saying they wanted to just focus on their cause. Well, the city of Raleigh is starting to require face coverings as of yesterday evening. But video we saw from Glenwood South, one of the busier shopping districts in Raleigh, shows not everyone following the rules. Well, council members said the crowds there last weekend was one of the many reasons they felt a mask requirement was necessary. The mandate calls for face coverings anytime you cannot maintain 6 feet of distance or anytime you're in a public place.
I think it's to keep everybody safe, myself as well as others around me.
And what have you noticed so far being out and about with people wearing them?
Hit and miss. You know, you see some people walking along the streets, they may not have them on.
The city of Raleigh is enforcing the mask ordinance by education rather than citations. Here in the Triangle, some have waited months to see if they even qualify for unemployment. CBS 17's Crystal Price is digging deeper into the impact this is having on those families. Amidst the surge in people filing for unemployment, DS says they've hired more staff and have worked to improve the process of receiving unemployment benefits. They say on average, most people get their benefits in 2 weeks, but more complex cases can take longer. Well, CBS 17 was there as a swift water rescue team pulled a woman from the Neuse River. The Raleigh Fire Department says the man and woman were kayaking Friday when they hit some fast water and a lot of debris. They got in trouble and flipped their kayaks. The man was able to make it to shore, but the woman got stuck. Now, the swift water rescue team says because of all of the rain this week, the river is up and moving faster than usual, and that brings up a lot of debris in the water. Melissa, I was out in Rocky Mount, lots of flooding there, and people are worried with more rain. Thank you, Laura. Got an update for you on the drive-by shooting outside of a funeral in Chicago. We first brought you this as breaking news last night at 11. Well, we now know that all of the 14 people shot are adults. Investigators say the gunman fired shots at the mourners from a car, and then several of them fired back. The driver crashed, and this morning, police are questioning a person of interest. The Department of Homeland Security is planning to deploy dozens of federal agents to Chicago to deal with an uptick in violent crime in the city. Just this last weekend, 63 people were shot. We know 12 of them died. Well, the search is on for a teenager accused of killing a 17-year-old girl. We first brought you this story as breaking news Thursday morning. This is after investigators found the teen's body on Copperhead Road in Apex. The suspect is Alexander Ganalia de los Santos, pictured on your screen. The Wake County Sheriff's Office says this teenage suspect should be considered armed and dangerous. The Sheriff's Office isn't saying much, but did say that the suspect and victim know each other. Anyone with information about the suspect's whereabouts is asked to give the Sheriff's Office a call. Highway Patrol is working to identify one of the 3 people killed in a fiery crash near Knightdale. That crash happened shortly after 10 yesterday morning, and it shut down I-87 northbound lanes for several hours. Well, according to the Highway Patrol, 19-year-old Treshawn Pope was driving one of the cars involved. Troopers say his car crossed over the median and hit another one driven by Ymir Green. Pope's car burst into flames, killing him and the passenger. Green was also killed. All right, well, because of the pandemic, the city of Fayetteville is helping people pay their mortgages, rent, and utilities. Now, folks who are eligible could receive up to $2,000. Here's the deal. You do need to apply and get approved, though. The money is available through a coronavirus aid relief package. We're putting some things into perspective for you this morning. You can see a really stark difference the U.S. and Canada are taking when it comes to Niagara Falls tours. Canadian ferries only carrying 6 people, even though they can hold 700. U.S. ferries tour at half capacity, much more packed than the Canadian ones. Well, Canadian officials say they're dealing with unwanted visitors. They're afraid people sneaking in may have the virus. Just yesterday, there were nearly 58,000 new COVID-19 cases in the United States. Compare that to only 786 in Canada.
History of watching the police with a camera legally.
A man facing stalking charges speaking out about the accusations against him. It's a story you'll only see right here on CBS 17.